Greetings from Skyline. It's Christine here for Progressive Diary with a very special guest, a true pioneer of the global music, legendary Nick Warrren.
Hi.
Hi,
Nice
Nick.
to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today.
It's my pleasure.
As I have mentioned, you have been one of the ambassadors of progressive house music, and your career spans more than 3 decades.
Sure.
Started from the early years, touring DJ for Massive Attack and becoming one half of the legendary Way Out West.
Yeah.
Crafting timeless solo sets as well as playing incredible back-to-back sets with Hernan.
Thank you.
You have graced almost every corner of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an absolutely honor that to be here and interviewing
It's very kind of you. And
one of my
thank you for
favorite
that.
artists.
Good, thank you.
You have had an extraordinary journey, the evolution of the electronic music.
Mm-hmm.
How did that, your early experience in Bristol and in the UK, shaped your sound?
Yes, it was a very different scene back then. What we have today is very genre specific. So it's progressive or techno. Back in those early days, that kind of thing didn't exist. So you played everything. So if you were DJing in a club, you might play some house, you might play some hip hop, you might play some reggae. It was a mixture of everything, and of course it was all on vinyl. So it very much was based on your record collection.
Right.
Really, that's building a collection and finding unusual tracks or rare tracks, getting promos from companies. That it was all very much based around that and record sales, of course. So yes, it was very, very different. It was really enjoyable because in the late 80s, early 90s, there was great music coming out every single week, and music which we'd never heard before.
Right. Wow, it's so interesting. You have been the part of one of the main parts of the Way Out West. How did that collaboration help you?
Well, back in the early 90s, again,
yeah.
I was working in a record shop in Bristol.
Right.
And Jody was a big hip-hop fan then, and he was only about 16 years old then. But his dad used to bring you into the shop to buy him hip-hop records, which I sold. And I was talking to his dad, and his dad said, well, we have a studio, why don't you come down and work with Jody on a couple of things and see if it works? And it worked super good.
Right.
So that was how we started.
Interesting. The global underground scene has changed dramatically last few decades.
Yeah.
How do you stay so true with your sound and style?
I think it's a job, okay? So I work every day on that job.
Of course.
This bit is the end product. Me turning up in the venue and playing. That's the end of the week's process because I'm listening to music for 3 or 4 hours every day,
right.
Going through my emails, speaking to producers, listening and choosing what I'm going to either sign to the label or play. So, and most days I will go through my whole
right.
record box folders and just make sure that I know, because it's a huge list of names and it'd be very easy not to know what they were because each week about another 100 tracks comes in. So it's preparation is the major part of the job.
I can understand that.
And booking flights and boring things like this,
Yes.
The bit when you're in a DJ booth, John Digby once said we get paid to travel, we don't get paid to play.
Okay.
Because that's the bit that's the hard work. Being in a nightclub and playing music to people, that's the easy bit.
Right,
Yeah.
understood. After 3 decades in music industry, what continues you inspires you to continue the producing and performing?
It's great music. It's really all about finding a young guy from Buenos Aires who sent you his first track, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. It's exciting, and I get sent multiple great things every week, and so as a DJ, you really want to see what the reaction to that new music is. and it's and of course performing produces a lot of adrenaline, and that's always addictive. You know, adrenaline. Everybody loves adrenaline. So
That's right.
yeah. So that's part of it as well.
As I have said, you traveled almost in every corner of the world and producing and performing. Does it really affect on your set of design and musical choices? Is there any particular destination that you kind of think that you need a bit of more preparation?
No.
No.
Honest answer. People, I'm lucky because I have a fan base and people know
Right.
me. So if I was to turn up, let's say I'm in Brazil and play a samba set, everybody would be like, "What's going on?" You know, we didn't actually come to see you for this. So no, I think I'm like most DJs. My set is not based around trying to please the people. My part of DJ, which I really enjoy, is making a room full of people dance to music that they've never heard before. They don't know those tracks. Okay, you get a great reaction if it's a track that everybody knows, but then it's really enjoyable to see people go crazy for something that's brand new. You know.
Interesting. Our highlight of the conversation, I think it's your album Turbulence that
Okay,
I have
yeah.
this here. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
When did the idea spark? And yeah,
It didn't
Did
really.
not.
There was no spark of or plan. I think after COVID or during COVID, I was actually very productive writing music. I was at home all the time,
right.
so I couldn't spend all day gardening or going for a walk in the forest. So I started to write music, and then I realised that I had about 6 or 7 ideas, and I was like, well, that's an album's worth, really. So why don't I just get them all finished? I wanted some collaborations as well. Nicholas Rada, of course, a great friend of mine, Mercurio, another young guy from Argentina, Matthias Herrera, of course,
Right.
and Trip Switch, a great friend of mine. So some of the sketches, or I call them sketches, but the beginning ideas of the track I sent to those guys. They then worked on them, sent them back, etc., until it was done. So that was a really nice side, working remotely with people, because we were never in the same room.
Right.
But yes, and then I suddenly thought, well, it's an album, so why don't I do an album? I've never done one on my own. So yeah.
Great.
And then it was lovely. I'd heard about these this design company called Rabbit Hole in the UK, and they've done all of Coldplay's
Right.
album sleeves and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so I spoke to them. I sent them the album, and they came up with this amazing artwork.
Yes, it is brilliant.
And yes, I'm really pleased with the album. You know,
It's really great
Yeah.
design. I like it as
I'm
well.
very happy with it. So that's the main thing.
What inspired you about the name, and does it reflect the mood and message of the album?
Names are always something which you have to come up with. You can't just go, okay, track 1, track 2, track 3. And I quite enjoy the process of thinking about words like Turbulence that have so many meanings. It could mean one thing to you and one thing to me, Turbulence.
Yes.
It might be turbulence in life. It might be sat on a plane.
And yes.
Turbulence. It might be a river, which is turbulent. Lots of the names of my tracks are actually based around water. Like
Yes,
Turbulence.
like-
Cobblepot is my favourite place on a river in Scotland.
Interesting.
Ceuta Lagos is the Seven Lakes Road
Right.
in Argentina. And Patagonia is my favourite place to go fishing.
Sure.
So, you know, it's fun for me because I can see the links.
Right. Okay. Very interesting.
No one else really knows the links. So it's fun. It's a fun thing to do.
This is a very personal project,
Yeah.
and then you have done so many releases, countless releases, singles, albums, not albums, the mixes. How do you differ these two projects, the personal project and working in the other project?
Well, actually, it's for me it's the same process through my Global Underground albums. The CD or mix album is very different to playing live, a live mix, for instance, because I want that to still sound good in 30 years. And if you were to choose just that year's popular hits kind of thing, it would age very quickly. So you try and choose timeless tracks which will still sound great in 30 years' time. Writing the music, there's not that much club music on this really, or not peak time. There's sort of breakbeat tracks and mellow tracks, but then again, I wanted it to be something that I would still like to listen to in 20 years' time.
Absolutely.
I don't think I'll be here in 30. Yes.
Yes, we are very grateful, and especially me, that I finally got it on
Great,
this.
good.
Thank you. Since we're talking about labels,
Yeah.
You have had so many releases, but you also run your own label, Soundgarden.
Yes, yeah.
One of the most respected labels.
Oh, thank you very much.
What's working with a label looks, and how
Well,
does it?
it's much easier now. It's a very unfortunate situation where for young people that want to make music, it's very hard to make any money because people don't buy music.
Yeah.
They really don't buy music. Most people don't buy music. They stream it. They go on YouTube and they can find anything they want. But then nothing is going to the artist. So for me, the label The Soundgarden, it was started to really help other artists. We give a very good deal. It's a 50-50 split with the label. You get 50% and we get 50%. There's a lot of labels now which are taking 80% and the artist gets 20%, which I think is terrible. You know? If it's a young boy or girl who's just starting off, they need to make some money from it, or they'll stop and they'll get a job.
Very true.
That's the thing. So that was the Soundgarden label. Obviously, my partner Petra is very important in my business. Always been a great help, a big supporter, and for many years she always told me we should be doing events, and I was like no. And eventually she was right. And Petra does the events. The events are not me at all. That's completely her show. She chooses the DJs. She chooses where it is. She works with the promoters.
Lots of work.
Yes, it's a lot of work, but then it's great that we are involved in the same thing. But then it's slightly embarrassing. Sometimes people come up and say, "Oh, I love your events." It's not my events; it's Petra's
That's
events.
Petra's.
So,
Credits
but
goes to
then the
Petra.
label and the events together, we've built up the brand quite nicely now. Yeah.
Is any upcoming showcases that we need to look for?
See, I always forget these things. Of course, I think we've got the next Soundgarden. I think is going to be in Buenos Aires in November,
Right.
and I'm playing live as well.
Yes.
I'm doing a live show, and then I think also we've got Sri Lanka.
Wow.
In December, and then there'll be a lot more in South America early next year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Next topic I'd like to talk with you is Global Underground.
Right. Yeah.
You have been the essential part of the Global Underground stories.
Yeah.
How did that relationship first begin with the label?
It began in Andy and James, who were the two guys that started Global Underground. They used to. The first business was going to raves and having tapes of DJ sets and selling them out the back of their car. And then they decided to start the series, and I was very lucky. I think I was number 2 or 3 was my first one. And they just did a really good product back then. It was like the long gatefold sleeves, and we would go, we would look at my diary and say, okay, well, let's go to Reykjavik, or let's go to Shanghai, or let's go to Lima. And then we'd go there for like 3 or 4 days and have the party, and it was a really big brand, and I'm really grateful to them for involving me.
I've got some of them here,
Yes.
and like Budapest, Lima, Brazil. Each Global Underground's releases is tied to a specific city.
Yes, yes.
Did you travel to those destinations
yes.
before you record the mixes?
Yes.
And how much your personal influences are on these musical choices?
How the process was, the city has no relevance to the music
Right.
whatsoever. It was basically a marketing idea of theirs. So inside each of them there'd be the booklets with all the pictures of the cities and the clubs. But then at that time, Global Underground was a huge brand. So we would play massive shows in Lima, for instance, thousands and thousands of people, and it was sensational. And by the time of the party, I would have already chosen the music that was
Right.
going on there, and I would play those
Yes.
tracks at the event. But then I would go back home and in the early ones, it was all on the vinyl, and I just had a DAT machine. I just press record and then had to mix the whole thing live in one go.
Wow.
Which was a bit stressful.
I can imagine that. Back-to-back performances
Yes.
with Hernan.
Yeah.
You have been friends, collaborators, the ambassador of the Progressive House,
Yeah.
and you've been playing together so many years.
Yes, of course.
And personally, I have seen you and Hernan playing countless time back in the days at Ministry of
Yeah.
London,
Okay.
Studio 338,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
AD, just to name a few.
Okay.
What's the main artistic chemistry that you and Hernan have? And
We like each other.
yeah,
That's the main thing.
right.
We've been friends for a very long time. We both really like each other's music. We never discussed the back-to-back
Wow.
before. There is no conversation had. What are you playing? What should we do?
Right.
That's never
okay.
happened. It's normally the same process. We do 3 tracks each, and I always start.
Right. Okay.
That's how it works. And apart from that, it's just a freestyle.
Right.
But then we do talk a lot, and we joke and we laugh,
Right.
and we have fun doing it. We both use the same mixer with at the same time, so we are very close to each other doing everything. I don't think I'd enjoy it so much if we were separated from each other on stage, but no, it's just fun, and we have a really good laugh. Yeah.
Do you ever surprise each other by dropping unexpected track or something, and how
It's always the same. Every time that we play, there'll be something that he plays, and I just have to look over. What's that? And the same. Yeah.
interesting? Today we're here at Skyline.
Yes.
I'm so looking forward. 6 hours. It's going to be a
It'll be fun tonight.
celebration of the music,
Yes.
progressive house music.
And it's a crazy room, that
It
room
is.
at night, and it's going to be full today.
Nick, you have played in the iconic venues, clubs, big
Yeah.
festivals in almost every corner of the world. How do you compare playing at Skyline and to those?
Yes.
What is your point of view
it's-
with this?
It's really good fun. It's a really crazy crowd in there. You know, it'll be slightly different tonight, because I think there's a lot of Argentinians that have come from Europe
Yep.
or even flown from Uruguay and Buenos Aires
Right. Wow.
just for this weekend. So it won't be just all the Scots tonight, but then it's going to be a really fun, up for it crowd.
We're so looking forward.
And Graham does a great job here.
Yes.
So, yes.
They're doing really well. We have recently, a couple of months ago, been to Balance, Croatia.
Yes.
I'd like to
Yeah.
talk about. Personally, I have never ever experienced anything like this.
Okay.
It was something like, I think it was transformation. It was
Right.
something
Okay.
I cannot even
Yes.
express myself.
Yes.
What were your first impressions?
Well, you see, I get told this a lot
yes, of
by
course.
so many people
Yeah.
that it was wow, it's a game-changing thing. I was really ill the whole time. I think I
I've
had
heard
COVID,
I've heard
and
about.
so I was in bed. Apart from my set, I was in bed the whole time. I arrived and I was feeling ill. I slept like 16 hours a day. I felt shit.
Wow.
And then I went and played, and then as soon as I finished, I was out and back to bed. So I don't know. I can't say anything about it because I just wasn't in the right space to. I didn't go and see any of the DJs. I was just way too ill.
But you performed incredibly. It was one of the best sets that we
Luckily,
heard.
yes.
And the beach stage, it was
Yes,
beautiful
it was great, wasn't it?
setting,
Yes.
and
It
everything
was super nice.
was
Yeah,
super
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
We can't wait.
Yeah, this year. I
Yeah.
can't wait. I'm back at the beach stage again, which is nice.
Yes, we're so looking forward.
be
Thank
great.
you so much,
It's
Nick,
a
for
pleasure.
you today.
Thank you
and
very much.
thank
It's
you
been
for
lovely
your
speaking to you.
time. And I'd like to ask you to sign
Of
for
course.
end of our conversation, and I
Great.
can't wait for today.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much.